Have you ever lost power at your home? Sometimes major outages can leave homeowners without power for hours or even days. But you don't have to be left in the dark. To learn more, we're back with Ed Del Grand at Kohler. Ed, what is the generator and how does it work?
All right, remember, there are two basic types. There's the portable one, which more people are familiar with, than the standby one, which we have here. The portable generators run on gasoline, so you have to refill them, and they're good for tailgating or camping. But for home backup power, it gets a little tough because you have to run extension cords to the appliance that you want to plug in. So the best choice in my book for a home backup system is right here. This is the standby type, and they run on natural gas or propane, so you don't have to pour gasoline over a hot engine. And as long as you have propane in your tanks and natural gas coming through your lines, you're in business. A generator like this can power a whole house.
And this is becoming more and more popular, right?
Oh, they have to. We live in a plugged-in society now, which means a lot of people have home offices, the internet, of course, everyone needs the internet. And then on a serious note, we have special need family members who may need equipment running. So this is something that every house should consider. You'll get a local dealer in your area. They'll install it with your local inspectors, and then you're in business.
And let me get this straight. So if there's a power outage in my home, it's virtually seamless to maintain power.
Virtually, but not exactly seamless. Remember, there is a safety delay to switch the circuits over from the street to the generator. So you have the event. The automatic transfer switch automatically starts the generator, switches the circuits, and that all takes place under 10 seconds. So it really is
virtually
yes.
seamless.
Okay, yes.
Right. Can you explain to us a ballpark for cost and the investment?
This one, like a whole house style, you could get them in a few different sizes. In this cabinet could be a 14 kW, which is 1,000 watts, so 14,000 watts, or a 20 kW, but we do have smaller ones too. And if you want to start off with a basic type setup, even if it's just for a few circuits, generally you could get it under $10,000.
Okay, and that might be something that people would consider if they did have safety needs or health concerns.
Right.
Even a smaller unit.
Sure, and remember too, when you're in that price range, that's not only for the piece of equipment, that's for the whole installation and maybe some landscaping thrown in as well. So it's a lot of bang for the buck.
Good, thanks Ed, this is great information. Are you curious? Pete recently caught up with a couple that just purchased a whole house generator to learn more.
Meet Steve and Susie Kennel. They have a solution in case they ever lose power. It's a natural gas generator, and more people are investing in them. Steve and Susie, why did you decide to get a natural gas generator?
Well, about in 2014, we had a storm that took out our electricity and put a little bit of water in our basement. And after it was out for, 4 or 5 days, I went to Steve and said that, you know what, we got to do something about this. That I want some peace of mind. We're retired and we want the freedom to go, and we just don't want to be tied down.
Tell us a little bit about this system, Steve.
Yeah, the system is a whole house, so it provides any of the electricity we need for the whole property, and it auto on, auto off, so it senses voltage and frequency, and when either of them starts to go in about 7 to 10 seconds, it just turns it on, and as soon as it senses that the power's back, then it throws it back onto utility power.
Okay.
And we can monitor it all through an app on our phone or a computer. So
we're always interested in safety here on PowerHouse to talk about safety and dealing with the natural gas.
There's a valve out here and there's a valve in the house. Of course, you got to have valves to shut that off if there were a problem, but it's really pretty simple. It's all contained. There's nothing that you have to touch that's either exposed to the gas or electricity. So
can we just take a look inside, Steve? Pretty simple in terms of the setup, right?
It's basically a garden tractor type motor.
And this is a whole house generator,
Correct.
right?
It can power the whole property.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yep, it does like 82 amps worth, and the house tested out at about 68 amps. It runs a little bit louder than maybe an air conditioning unit, but it's not bad. And I like to hear it when it's running, so I know it's doing its thing.
And it was interesting because you said now some of your other friends know that you've got this natural gas generator as that backup. They've added it as well?
Correct. 4 or 5 neighbors that put them in.
Let's talk about costs in terms of operating. When it does kick on, what are you looking at? Just an average day cost?
Yeah, I think it's about $25 to $30 a day if you had to run it for the full 24 hours.
Okay. All right. Well, Steve, Susie, thank you very much.
You're welcome.